Students, welcome to Masterclass. At my command, we strike. Produced by Victoire. The Masters of Wrestling gives a special thanks to Mr. Jesse Hernandez.
Welcome back, students, to another episode of Masterclass. I'm one of your co-stars, the Master EMIR, along with my co-star today, ladies and gentlemen. He is a wrestling legend, former WWE and WCW superstar. He's a friend of mine, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome Marty Jannettty.
The former rocker. Well, no, the rockers. Now I am the rocker.
Now you are.
Rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling, slamming, jamming, moving and grooving. Taking care of business and having good times from Austin to Boston and Maine to Spain and all points in between. You know how we do it. Take care of that business and then have good times.
What a promo. What an intro. Welcome back, Marty. It's a pleasure to see you here in good spirits. Obviously, you've been here before. We got a few topics we're going to bring up today. Of course, we cannot move further other than, first discussing about the passing of Mo, because, this is the latest headlines.
Hey, do this for me.
What's up?
Because I got a tendency to look and see what we look like.
Okay.
So it has me looking downward. I got to look forward into the camera. So remind me, do something, just do like this.
Okay.
As a reminder, you're looking down again.
Up here, Marty, right up there to the camera.
Okay, there you go. Just like that. Just do that. And I'll
just do that. Okay. Yeah. So Marty, Mo, condolences to Mo's family. He's another, I would consider another legend in the world of pro wrestling. He was right there in the golden era.
Men on a Mission weren't that long, but they made a hell of impact, the time that they were there.
Yeah.
Huge, because they became very, very popular, very loved, even though they were supposed to be the bad guys. They became very loved. And for me, both of them were friends, and it was almost like separate friends. At one point, because Mo and Mabel started butting heads a little bit at one point after a while. Yeah. And Oscar, their manager, Oscar and I were very good friends, and almost on a third, separate friendship.
Yeah.
But all, together.
Yeah.
And I don't know what their riff might have been. I don't know, what happened. Hearing from their ladies, each of them did this, blamed and but they were both great guys.
Yeah, fantastic.
Mabel, when he was going as Viscera, and him and I would talk occasionally on the phone and just chat and what's up and what's good and what's not good with wrestling. And, it was pretty good. Mo started running his own organization. I don't know if he still was, up to when he died yesterday, right?
He died yesterday, October 19th. Yeah. In
Texas. What sucks and scares me a little, I was just telling the lady there, that what you said was, and I'm surprised nobody has called me. Usually when the boys call, 20, 30 guys call, because we all call and, hey, did you hear what happened?
Yeah.
And as soon as you hear that, did you hear what happened? You're like, oh, shit. Because you know what's going to follow.
Yeah.
But now you were the first one to tell me that.
Yeah. I saw that. Sorry, Marty.
Yeah. It's been a couple of years since we actually talked to him on the phone. But, he was doing last I talked to him. He was running at one time. He was doing pretty good, running heavily. Then he started backing off, and I don't know if he still was or not. Like I said, it's been a couple of years, maybe around that since we talked.
Did you meet him before WWF? Did you see him on the indie circuits or out in the Southern Territories? Okay.
When they came in, I think was 95-ish, somewhere in there.
Yeah, it was 93, Marty. Late 93. Yeah.
And no, I had not wrestled independence at that point yet.
Okay.
They didn't come till 97 was the first indies I ever did, which I was brand new at. It was like weird. It was like, okay, you negotiate your price,
Yeah.
from show to show. It's not a set amount.
Yeah.
And then, I hate to say it, but with so many different independent promotions, you got the head of the promotion thinking he's a shark when he's really a minnow, and it makes it. I love my game of wrestling. I love it, and at the high levels, there's still negotiations that go on. There's still a little try to pull the wool over the eyes, but it's solid. I mean, even if you lose, you win.
Yeah.
On the indie level, you got these people that seem to come out of the mud and think it's right here is where it is. When you know better. I wasn't crazy. I was seeing wrestling at that level.
Yeah.
Because even when I started in the territory when it was territorial days.
Yeah.
And in Kansas City, Bob Geigel, Harley Race, owned it. So it was run the way the wrestling should be run.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to deal with, and I ain't calling it lower level, but that, in reality, it is because they're. I don't want to put nobody down because there are some good ones out there.
Yeah.
In fact, I just worked for one last weekend. They, not wanting to say anything ugly, but being factual and realistic. They prey on new guys are on their way up. Then the old guys trying to hang on. Because if there's a star in there, they're going on up. They're not going to hang around.
Yeah.
So you got to deal with that too. And also, with the first time I did work at Indies and saw that, I'm like, man, I'm not done. It's like, wow. I mean, this makes me think this is over. They're taking you in because you're done.
No, well, a lot of guys actually use the indies just to polish up, or in between when they're nursing.
Well, it's good for that now. And that
practice,
started,
of course.
In the last, I don't know, 5-10 years.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't looked at like that previously. It is that, when you've been away for a little bit. With WWE, they kind of know that. And now they got their show with Next or NXT or whoever else through them to get you back into wrestling condition. Because you can work out in the gym, you can do your health kick, you can do all your stuff, all your training, but nothing helps you get in ring shape like being in the ring and doing it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some of the best looking, bodybuilding looking, and in good condition, but not ring condition. Like, I'll use Madison Square Garden, for example. There's 25, 30, now I think it's like around 30,000 people there. That alone changes the game for you.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, I've been performing in front of 200 or 300 or 400, some 1,000, but when you're in front of 30,000 people, it's a little bit different on the nerves.
I was gonna say, Marty, it's got to be, or 68,000 like at WrestleMania 6. You and Sean.
Rocky Johnson, the Dwayne's or the Rock's dad, the original Rock.
Yeah.
He had told me how many times he had seen it. Yeah. And then when he told me, and I started going to Madison Square Garden, I saw it too. Like these big in shape looking guys, and they swear they've been doing their cardio, stuff, so they're in shape.
Yeah.
Get nervous about, oh gosh. And the term we use is blowing up, meaning out of gas, They're blowing up by the time they get to the ring. Now they got to perform, and they're already.
Did you deal with that a lot, Marty? Because like when you came out, it didn't look like you were nervous at all.
I got lucky, I guess. And I stayed in shape, like I said, about in the gym and my cardio. Like, man, I used to run sprint distance, then sprints. Sometimes start with sprints, then distance. So I did the conditioning as far as that goes.
Yeah.
But luckily, I had I adapted quick as far as getting used to a crowd.
Yeah.
When I started in Central States territory, Kansas City based, I their crowds wasn't massive as compared to WWE or WCW,
Mhm.
AEW. Um, it'd be a couple thousand,
Okay.
and that's big when you haven't been in front of that many people before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, but it was a quick. I don't know if adaptation is a word, but I would adapt real quick. It was like, okay, this is cool as fuck. Now let me
Yeah.
get to work.
Yeah.
you know,
Well, it's sink or swim, right?
yeah,
Mentality. I mean, at the end of the
yeah,
day, you want it, you're going to adapt to it quick.
yeah.
You know.
The more you better,
Yeah. I
or
had
you
some.
don't, or you think.
Yeah, I had something similar. So we did some work for TNA. So that was one of the largest audiences I've been in front of. So initially, when you look out through the curtain, you see that huge crowd now, right? It's not your
Yeah.
typical indie show. And I did feel the nerves, but again, once you walk through the curtain, you adapt to sink or swim. Okay, I'm here now.
Turn into
Let's just
whatever you're
go.
supposed to be. In my
Yeah.
case, a rocker. And that's another place where I got lucky.
Mhm.
My character was based off what I am in real life.
Right.
A partying, rock and roller.
Yeah.
I hate to put it in these terms, but it happens to be true too, though.
Yeah.
But sex, drugs, rock and roll.
Yeah. So it was
Guilty.
you. It was you. It's all
Guilty.
you.
So to go play that role wasn't
Yeah.
hardly playing that role. It
Right.
was being that role.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Which is what you really have to do anyway. If you play a role outside of your personality, you have to become that role to make it work.
yeah.
If you feel like you're okay, I'm trying to be this, I'm trying to be it, I'm trying to. What would I do here? What would that person do? That it kind of shines through as you're sloppy.
There's a disconnect. There's a
Yeah,
disconnect there. But
and,
yeah, I was going to say coming back to Mo and Men on a Mission though.
oh yeah, sorry.
No, no, that's fine, Marty. I mean, it was a great tangent, but like them with their personalities, was that them? Were they into singing, rapping, and all that stuff, or was that a gimmick thrown on
God,
there?
Oscar, their manager was big time into freestyling.
Yeah.
We were on Jerry Lewis Telethon one time,
Okay.
and I think that was around 95 ish.
Yeah.
And he was on there, and shoot, I can't remember her name, but it was like the co-host of the show.
Yeah.
She came up and said, "Yeah, I hear you're a rapper." She's like, shyly going, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." Can you say something, rap on the show about the show?
Yeah.
I mean, he said, there he goes, and then boom, he hit it. I mean, he's like, wow. And I know it wasn't a planned out thing because we were all together,
Yeah. Yeah.
And but I don't know so much that Mo and Mabel were the rappers.
Right.
That Oscar was straight up rapper.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, they were a good gimmick. They were like going back, I mean, I was a little kid, when I saw that Men on a Mission.
how old am I?
What's that? Sorry, Marty.
No,
Well, you
it's all
still
right.
you still look very, very young, Marty. I mean, at the end of the day,
I don't know about this hair. What the hell's going
well,
on?
you mentioned your hair the other day on the Hannibal. I think it looks
Oh,
healthy.
was it doing bad again?
No,
It's getting to be regular.
it
If
looks
it's like that all the time, it ain't a mistake.
it looks healthy though, Marty. I mean, a lot of guys don't have the blessing of having a full head of hair. You still got your hair. So you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
nice.
It's like, you know what I mean? What, do you want it long again? You want to grow it long again? Is that what the
No,
deal?
it needs a little shaping up. The last time I went to a hair place,
Yeah.
that I knew I needed this on top,
Yeah.
like to layer into where the back was.
Yeah.
And at that time, the back was way longer than up top. I didn't want to be the bullet guy,
Yeah.
in the 2000s. And I told her that, and
Yeah.
later, and so she had cut the back good,
Yeah.
but left this long.
Yeah.
And I looked at it and said, I think the top needs to. And she goes, no, I like it like that. And she was pretty. So I thought, well, if she likes it, baby, all right.
That's what she had to say to you.
Later, it's like, damn it.
Next time, the trick is you got to get a guy to cut your hair. Then that way you won't be swayed. You know what I mean?
Don't know. They're pretty persuasive on their way too. I mean, because I'm not trying to throw any kind of stigma on anybody. It's not this way, but most experiences I've had when guys are cutting hair,
Mhm.
they like guys.
A lot of them do. That's very true. It's
So they're
very true.
gonna
It's a very, very,
in
very true on that regard.
in that direction. But
Yeah. So Marty, you mentioned just pivoting a little bit. You mentioned there about doing a show. You did an indie show a couple of weeks ago. You were saying what was that? Where was that located?
I was trying to think. That was for. I wish I would remember his full name. They call him Moose, and it was now a radical. Jeez, where was I? Where was I last weekend? I know I'm going to Ohio this weekend.
Okay.
In Chillicothe, Bobby Fulton, a long time.
West Virginia?
Huh?
West Virginia?
What?
Were you in West Virginia last weekend?
Oh yeah, West Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah, Charleston. We're on Charleston.
Okay.
And that guy, I'd met him before. He had told me, Scott, what the hell's his name? But now they call him Moose.
Okay.
He's a big old boy, man. He's like 290, and
Yeah.
he's gained a little weight.
Yeah.
But he's muscular as hell. He played pro football. It was in the NFL for a while. Then he played arena football and the other World Football League or whatever it was.
Are we talking about Moose from MLW? Is he a wrestler as well, or is this guy just solely a promoter?
Promoter, as far as I know.
Okay.
Who is that you're talking about?
Because there is a guy called Moose. I think he's in MLW, and he's very big too. He's a big guy.
Black guy or white guy?
Yeah, he's a black guy. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this guy's white.
Okay. All right.
I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, super good. I mean, you ain't got to worry about your pay, which that's another thing on the independent level. And if you don't get your money first, you're going to sweat bullets till you get it at the end.
Okay.
And I understand they want to make sure you do your job for to get paid.
Yeah,
but at
absolutely.
the same time, you're getting paid off the gate. So if they don't make it at the gate, you don't get paid. And that's not the way the original agreement goes. Whatever you agree to is what you get. If they take the loss, that's on them. That's the chance of being an independent promoter.
Yeah.
And like this one, then you usually get deposits, security deposit, and usually 50%. And which I usually do, but this time I didn't because it's Bobby Fulton. Remember him from the Fantastics years ago.
Yeah.
And him and I have been good, friends, and I would hope I don't have to worry about this, but his son had done some crap, brought a lot of attention to that family. Like, oh no, they'll rip you off.
Yeah.
He wasn't directly involved. It was his son. And I'm counting on that this time.
Yeah. Do they take care of your
Ohio?
Are they taking care of your travel expenses as well, Marty, and your hotel?
Yeah,
Okay.
they do that in your hotel.
Good.
Your transportation once you're there.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't expect no problems. With Bobby, in his company.
Yeah.
But it's just you get a little leery when you've been through this game.
Yeah.
And then you hear, okay, it was the son, it wasn't him. But his son's got his hands in this one a little bit, from what I understand. So therefore, now I got to be a little bit like,
Yeah, I think, there are, to your point, I've seen a lot of them out here in California. I had the pleasure of working for one of the, very most credible, professionally ran groups this past weekend out here in California, SoCal Pro. Tremendous team.
I've heard
tremendous team, tremendous production values. The promoter was a great guy, fantastic guy. So there are out there, like, ladies and gentlemen, Marty's saying there are great independent companies out there for wrestlers to perform.
Oh yeah, Dave Hero out of Milwaukee. If you ever get the chance to work for him, don't be afraid of nothing. Go, and he treats you extra good. Make sure they actually take you out 1 or 2 times a day, to eat.
Yeah,
with a few of the boys and enjoy stuff and cut up and stuff, but
yeah,
and put you up in nice places.
Yeah,
you don't have to worry about Dave Hero.
And Marty, I did want to ask you, because it's been on my mind about Party with Marty, because we know you've gone into hiatus again for a period of time. So what's the deal? Because fans want to see you, Marty. It's infectious. They want to party with Marty.
The first producer I had,
Yeah.
We got along great ourselves, me and him, and we're still friends today. The problem was he wasn't projecting what I wanted from a co-host.
Okay.
And in his defense, he has his own show. He has actually 2 podcasts. And, you know, he works with a couple of independents up there in New York, New Jersey area. So he has developed this personality, and he's mainly like a manager, you know, and sometimes announcing. And it's just wrestling personality. Yeah, fuck that shit. Which at this time to do that, I mean, that would have been good 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But at this time, we advanced beyond that.
Yeah.
And you know, so many people, they said it about him being my co-host. He's like, who is this guy, man? He's a wannabe wrestler. That's what it comes off as.
Okay.
For his shows, you know, his own podcast, does it work? I don't know. You'd have to ask him that. But you know, he's so embedded in it. You know, it's like, this is what I want to be. This is what I want to do. But on my show, I didn't want him doing that. I didn't want the co-host blasting and blaring above me on everything. You know, being yeah, I don't like that.
Right.
And another thing that I have a hard time, you know, doing is critiquing is one thing, but if you got to critique a person in a negative way, I hate doing that. I don't want to be the person out there saying, this guy don't know how to do this, this guy should do that. Just, you know, even though it's warranted, it's okay. I just don't feel comfortable doing that. And he had no problem with it. And so that was the main thing. We just kept butting heads on that. Everything else outside of it was great. So we ended up parting ways. We're still friends, you know, we still talk just yesterday, I think.
Yeah.
But then I got another producer, kind of almost local from where I'm staying right now in Georgia. He was great.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes.
Yeah.
But the problem became in that one, he was too good. He had moved on to something. He had got bigger offers.
Oh,
you know?
okay.
Yeah, and I felt bad. I mean, happy for him, but I thought, now this is 2 damn producers. What's that going to look like to my audience? Like he can't keep a producer. But now Eric Carroll's his name. He went on just recently, in West Virginia, I think it was, because I heard about it when I was up there last weekend. He went up there to do this what do you call it, documentary on his family called The Whitakers.
Okay.
They're, I don't know how famous, but they're famously known as the most dysfunctional family in America, because there's so many, they're inbred. There's so many, you know, that were born, you know, from another family. You know. It's like about 20 of them.
Damn.
And but he's big. I mean, he's big, you know, where he got big originally, you know, started was he would do things about the injustices to guys, you know, wanting to keep their kids in the court system. Kind of now they get the mom, and this is a real big, you know, case of mistreatment by the mom. And that was his big fight. That was his big story.
Yeah.
You know, looking out for guys who care about the kid, want their kids, and don't, you know, get a fair shake.
So is it, you got a journalistic, you know, more of a journalist? Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's whoever got in touch with him about his family. This would be a good thing for you to go, you know, do. And, you know, so he did. And it was occupying all his time. He'd call him like, I don't think I can do it this week. I'm not going to have a chance. We're out filming this, and this. And it would override the time we were, you know, going to do our thing.
Yeah.
So, but the thing with him is he's working with me on learning how to produce stuff. I don't have to have a producer, and it's not really that hard. So that's what I'm working with now. And once I just second delay, you know, after him, I had some people call me telling me, you know, stop worrying about the podcasting with the producer. You know, anybody could produce. and come with us. It's a network. Now I'm going to network.
Okay.
And so, I got to find out, I've been studying up on what are the differences. I mean, what's the advantages, what's the disadvantages of going with a network? I
Mhm.
don't know how much you know into that, but
I no, I mean, I've never encountered that. I mean, for me personally, I've always heard, and through personal experience that, it is good to create your own content because obviously if you're giving your content to somebody else, then that person then owns it.
yeah,
If they're
and
gonna be, then it comes into brand clashes.
yeah,
I own this, you own that. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So right now,
and-
technically, you own Party with Marty. That's
yeah,
yours.
yeah.
So
And that's the thing. If I go with them, they are at liberty to edit out anything that don't fit with their narrative, with the other shows they got or whatever.
yeah,
Try to keep it all, one straight narrative.
yeah.
So I mean, and I ain't got a problem with that because my shows ain't got anything that's way out of bounds.
No, no,
Um,
no. Very
but
good show. Very good show. Like the last
thank
few
you.
few times, last few episodes and whatnot, you've been doing a fantastic job. I'm glad we were just able to keep you here, put your face back on the internet right here and your voice, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keep you in the loop, Marty. Keep
Well,
you in the loop.
and I enjoy because I do miss the wrestling world. I mean, I'm doing it on weekends now, going doing conventions, signings and meet and greets and stuff like that. And
Yeah,
I enjoy that because that's the only connection I got from what I did for like 35 years.
yeah,
And but I still miss the thing. But the one great thing about this is I'm still connecting with the fans of my era,
yeah.
which is mostly what it is when you look at the demographics and the analytics and all that. It's mostly the 35 to 40, is
Yep.
like the base,
Yeah.
which is fine. That means they've been watching me for that long.
Yeah.
And, and I love my fans.
Well, I know we all love you, Marty, because like I said, some of the greatest moments. In fact, I was just talking to a friend the other day, and we were reminiscing about, the whole Guns N' Roses T-shirt when you when
you
you
know what?
were,
I got and every so often a friend will send me that shirt,
yeah,
and so I feel like, well, I got to display it now. I don't want them to feel like, nice gesture, but I ain't wearing it, So I'll do it. And now I've had a few fans say, "Damn, does he still got that shirt from 1990?"
yeah,
It's
yeah. It
different.
was,
It's just a different. It's not the same shirt. It's of the same thing.
yeah. No, it was just like it was kind of like random thoughts. Like, remember your match with Sean Royal Rumble '93, and you
Yes,
you had
the air filter suit.
yeah, yeah. It was like this weird. I wanted to ask you, but I never asked you about that. What was the
It was
idea behind that
impressive,
suit?
man. Well, we called them seamstresses, but the ones that made our outfits,
Mm,
who eventually got a job because of that at WWE.
yeah.
Um, every other show or so, they'd make us a couple new outfits, for
Mhm.
the following weeks. And it'd always be like Christmas, like, because for the most part, they always were cool. They
Yeah.
always looked good.
Yeah.
And, we'd be all excited to come in a box and that they'd show up when they could show up, or they'd get it to us through WWE
Yeah.
in like a little box of, a couple of, and we'd open and just be like Christmas, like, yeah, look how cool. Yeah. Well, this one, Sean and I had split off. And unfortunately, the main girl, I'm not going to say Julie's name, but the main girl was involved with Sean a little bit.
Mhm.
I think this was during his unmarried, phase. So I'm not
Yeah.
saying anything wrong, but oh, wow. It was just like, I'm actually the one that got them started, got them the job because they had made us some outfits and like showed up in Chicago
Mhm.
and came to the dressing rooms getting this package to us. And it was like the 17th day we'd been on the road, and we had brought 4, 5, 6 different outfits
Mhm.
for that 17-day tour. I'm gonna say 17, it might have been longer, but this was the last day, and we had not had anything cleaned. We had gonna have to wear one that hadn't been cleaned,
Yeah.
and they'd be sweaty and smelly. And when you put them on, it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
And they showed up, and the outfits were cool. I looked at them like, wow, tried it on, it fit, and it looked good. It was an animal print like we always wore with tassels and stuff.
Yeah.
And I said, man, there's 2 sets here. Let's wear these tonight.
Yeah.
Sean looked at him and goes, I'm not wearing that. Some fan made us.
Yeah.
And I'm like, these are dirty. These are clean and they look cool. Look just like our stuff.
Yeah.
He goes, I don't care. I'm not wearing something a fan gave us. I said, well, you go ahead and wear your smelly shit. I'm wearing this.
Yeah.
And so I put it on, and people were complimenting the boys in the
Yeah.
dressing room, complimenting, oh man, that looks great.
Yeah.
So he decided to wear it.
Yeah.
And within a few, then like Bruce Beefcake and a few others started asking, hey, can you make us something?
Mhm.
So many of the boys started getting stuff from them. They got hired by WWF.
Okay.
So this brother got him hired.
Yeah.
A couple of years later, when Sean and I going split off, well, they're going to take care of Sean. They made him. It's mainly her.
Yeah.
Made a spiffy outfit for him. When I opened that box that day, it was like we always like, oh yeah, I can't wait to get this. Can't wait.
Yeah.
And I opened it and I pulled it out, and I'm like, wait a minute. Pulled the pants on. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Hold on, man. It looked like a damn air filter.
Yeah, I will never forget it, Marty, because it was so out of character. I remember when you came out, I was like, "What's he? What is that? Where is he not wearing? You know, because we'd used to been seeing you with the neon colors, the bright colors, and the tassels, and I was like, what? Well, you quickly got rid of that because I remember later that year you went back to having the neon and everything else when you started teaming with the kid, kid.
But I remember when I opened and pulled that out, I almost cried because it was always joy and shit. And I saw Sean's like white leather with glass mirror hearts, for the Heartbreak Kid thing.
Yeah.
And his looked great. And I'm looking at this. Then what was worse about it, he still was getting his, they made for WWE, but they would charge individually themselves, because however much detail went into it.
Mm-hmm.
So they would charge the guys, this much, that much. They didn't charge us because we basically got them the job.
Yeah.
And, when I got that horrible outfit, also was a sheet of paper with the cost. And then I asked Sean, how much did they charge you? Because it was like high on mine.
Yeah.
And he goes, they didn't charge me.
Damn, sheesh.
I got him the job, and they give him the kiss butt.
Yeah. Have you kept just before we end this segment, Marty? Have you kept some of your favorite attire? Do you still have them to this day?
I just sold a WrestleMania 6 one,
Okay.
And I wanted to keep that so much because it was a WrestleMania and put it up in the case. And there were several WrestleMania outfits, but over the years you lost the top or the bottom or the arm things or the leg.
Yeah.
This one was still intact, the whole thing.
Yeah.
And that became a thing when WWE came out with what hidden or missing treasures. Or something.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Then now people are offering all kinds of money for outfits, and I got a real good price for that WrestleMania 6 outfit, and I was like, man, no, I want it. And I thought about it for a while and thought that'll help my party.
Yeah. I was gonna say if it's a big chunk of change.
I can buy a duplicate. I mean, I can look at this, take a picture of it, and give it to somebody. Make that, and I'll put it up and say there's the WrestleMania 6 outfit. Yeah. it actually got to be the ring worn.
Yeah.
But and this was a good friend. I didn't mind doing it, but I went in. I think that was my last full set. But because like I said, I wanted to keep that on the glass casing, on the wall somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you had some of the great attire, even in the '95 when you had the singlet, when you started wearing the singlet with the tassel on it. Those were spectacular too. I mean, was that a different seamstress at the time?
No, that was still them. I was probably just paying for it then. I don't mind paying for it.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, all of a sudden I'm paying and Sean still ain't.
Yeah.
I'm the one that got your job. Sean didn't want the shit. If it wouldn't have been for me, they would not got recognized that day. Sean was 100% against it. I ain't wearing that. A fan gave us that.
Wow.
That was his reasoning. He'd rather wear stink ass, something we just wore in the ring yesterday and didn't get it washed yet.
Wow. The irony, huh? You know, and then, but you know, he got the job, but now I'm sure they're probably still there to this day. But Marty, have you got anything else you'd like to say before we close out this segment today for the fans, where they can see you, get in contact with you, anything like that?
Well, you can contact me through Facebook, Marty Jannetty. There's been a couple of fake ones out there. This one has a cartoon character kind of thing posing, but Marty Jannetty. And as far as I know, I'm at the limit on friends, what they give you. Can't get that blue certification check, recently.
Yeah.
But so we can communicate. We can talk on there. Contact me through Facebook. I'm still going to get the Party with Marty podcast going. I just don't know if it's going to be through network or back with YouTube. Right now, you can find the old ones at YouTube.
Yeah. I'll put the link. I'll put the link in the description of the video, Marty, for anybody out there who wants to go and watch Party Marty. If you haven't yet, if you've been hiding under a rock, climb out of it and go and watch Party with Marty. And then, of course, Marty, you're going to be at the show. You said this weekend, so you're going to be out.
Yeah, Chillicothe, Ohio, which is a little bit north of Columbus, Ohio.
Okay.
There's a few more coming up in the next month, but man, my brain is shot out. I can't remember. If I ain't looking at my book, I think I'm in LA.
Yeah. No worries, Marty. I'm sure they can find it on Facebook, right? You'll have it published somewhere.
Yeah, and I will. In fact, I got to do it here today because I ain't put it up yet.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, students of the game, check the description of this video where you can go and follow Marty and check him out and stay in contact with him. I'm sure he's going to appreciate that greatly, as we appreciate him. One of the true legends of professional wrestling, ladies and gentlemen, the original, the only rocker, Marty Jannetty. Thank you, Marty, for joining us this week. Everybody, make sure you subscribe, smash the like button, all of that good stuff, and we'll see you next week right here on Masterclass. God bless.
Yeah, keep rocking.
Fans, the time has come for you to flex your appreciation in style. The Masters of Wrestling delivers the most truthful pro wrestling content week in, week out. And now we want you to show your support wherever you go. Power and Glory, the podcast t-shirts. Order yours now. Styling, the podcast t-shirts. Order yours now. To order your t-shirt and for shipping information, use the email address in the description of this video. The Masters of Wrestling. Order your t-shirts now.